carry.
I know, it's just, nobody's gonna carry it except somebody in Keno's head.
And this was made right at the end of the 50s or beginning
Yeah,
of the 60s?
this was when he started to come off the wall.
This is great. Did he make the frame?
He made it all. Yeah, we didn't do this. That's, now it's called an ode to Louise Nevelson. No, but I mean, it's good to do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, can you put it back?
Yeah, sure.
I missed that.
Still, that shows its craftsmanship, because 50 years later it still works.
Oh, his stuff, craftsmanship is unbelievable. And there's an instruction with every piece, exactly what to do. It's like how to take it apart and put it back, all down there.
And who is this?
That's Pastor Smith. We used to have a big lobdell there, which
I like his
very
work
much like
too.
that.
I like
Yeah,
Lobdell,
yeah.
Very sad that Walter didn't live long enough to do that big abstract expressionism show that he was going to do for the Guggenheim with Lobdell and Smith and.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with Lobdell?
So what?
Do you ever keep in touch with Lobdell?
No. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I had no idea.
Yeah, he's still alive. Old, but still alive.
No, I didn't know that. No, I haven't. This is also a Trump Lloyd piece made out of wood by an artist who disappeared. I never heard of him again. And that's Frimkus. Are you okay with this? Or you
Yep.
Yeah. So for safety's sake, you keep it folded up?
I keep it folded up because,
You hit yourself.
yeah. Oh, here's a flag here. Finally came down.
Think.
Copy. What's the time and date on this? There it is. Can you read the date?
46.
And
Bill Copley made that?
Yeah,
Wow.
and
When you think,
talking of prophetic paintings, the painting we had, we gave to Neil, Singing George by Hefferton, the dollar bill singing,
Oh.
1949. Yeah.
when you think about if you had all the works that were just in those shows that Bill Copley did for 1 year, it would be one of the great art collections in the world.
Yeah.
Just that one.
And so, and you know what's fortunate? Is that nobody bought.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though I heard, someone told me that he gave some people some of the Cornell boxes as presents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I think they were like $50 or something like that. Yeah.
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 Amazing.
You're going to show us the preamble?
Oh, yeah.
And these are Richard Jackson, the drawings?
Those drawings for some of the paintings, yeah.
That's the one you...
This, no, not, yeah, that's the one he did for us. And I have some in Idaho that he did. We had here the big Ed Morel. Fabulous, big as this beautiful, magnificent piece. And Ed Morel is a person who, if you think Irvin or anybody was slow, they weren't even close. Ed Morel would take a year before he'd let you see a piece he was working on. And And this piece that he did with it, it's in, here, he'll show it to you here. This piece,
Oh, it's in the time and place show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he would never, he would never finish it. So I finally, I said, we just kept it, and
Oh,
we
right,
kept it
yeah.
for 8 years in our bedroom. And then finally, they were, Pasadena was doing a show, and I said, look, they're doing a show in like 2 or 3 weeks. I would like to, you to have your work of it if you want. So we finally finished it. And after having it in the closet for 8 years, undone. And then he did another finish on it for this show here. To put the insides on it different.
Oh, yeah, I've seen,
Did you
I've
see it?
never, no, we're gonna go over in a couple weeks, but I've seen a photo of it, but I've never
You
seen
can see
it.
the piece itself, it's just amazing. And the piece did, part of that piece was made by itself. It began to crack in funny ways, and then he filled the crack in with a little color.
That's fabulous.
When we first started, it had Lyndon Johnson's face down inside it. That changed.
He moved away as well for many years, right, from
Oh, yeah, he
Albuquerque.
did. He was in San Francisco for years.
There's the Lynn folks.
Yeah. That was for, Betty and I worked for 25 years for the N-Hunger Network. I was chairman.
For the, sorry?
N-Hunger Network. And so he did that piece for one of our auctions. Here's, that's the preamble of the Constitution as he sees it, which way comes into this.
Peaceable, free exercise of speech, press, and redress.
L-O-V-E. This is Dick Rubens.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is Inez Johnston.
His name is more misspelled than,
Is it?
well, 'cause
Richards
it's-
Rubin.
yeah, so everybody thinks it's Richard Rubens.
No, it's Richards Rubin. I think we go sit in the office if you say, because it's too glary in the dining room.
Sure.
I'll give you a little clear excuse of it. Take this with you.
Sure.
Put cheese in there.
Okay, great.
Take a little soda water. This is a,
No, I'm okay, thanks.
how's that?
No, I'm fine,
Okay,
thanks.
all right. How about you?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Actually, I'll have a little.
Yeah.
We can bring, yeah. Change my mind. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you take that?
Yeah, I got it.
It's sugarless, just in case you're.
Yeah, I like that.
This
That's
is War
great.
Stars,
And who is this piece?
and that's Keith Holst. A drawing from American World. We went with him on most of the places where he collected things to put into this piece, the American World.
And you helped fund it sounds like a lot of the tableaus by getting the drawings and helping them with,
Oh, well, yeah, I don't think that's probably, I don't know that was, that he needed us at that time, because he
was
had a
doing pretty
deal
well.
already, yeah. Don't go in there, just go and sit down in there.
Up here?
Over here, where it's not so much
Sorry.
clearer in there.
Over here?
Yeah. promptly at 6 o'clock, it was Walter. So the thing that we were not in sync with was the buttons that said Walter Hops will be here in 20 minutes. Walter Hops will be here in 3 days. Was ours. But he was unreliable on time, but reliable on everything that counted. And so we had a great relationship with him, and we were close. And we learned so much about art that we would never have been able to learn without him.
So you remember his early slide lectures where he'd take you through the whole history of modernism and...
Take you through the rivers of modern art flowing like that, yeah, we did. Yeah, and also I had another relationship with Walter. When we first met, I was writing for a living for a short time. And mysteries that were produced on radio, on television, on radio, NBC. And Walter has always been, part of his persona, has been a mystery writer. I mean, he invents these mysteries in his mind that are just very labyrinthine and brilliant and twisted and marvelous.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God! We had a friend. I wasn't a friend. Probably somebody I knew. Let it ring. It's probably a cold call. And Walter would invent scenarios to tell me why and who was going to poison him and kill him in the hospital. And his mind was fantastic. He could have been a mystery writer, I think, and a very good one. So he was wonderful.
So you did that in the 40s and early 50s, and
When I did that just for a year actually, when I got back from service in 1945, and that didn't last. I couldn't stand the heat and the duplicity of the people that were doing that kind of thing.
And had you been exposed to art as a child? Did your parents expose you to art and you knew to seek it out?
My parents were working class parents with no connection to art. My dad loved music and literature, and my mom was a hard-working, very bright girl with a country background, and but we never thought of, I don't recall thinking much about art.
So then how did you first come to, know about Henry or know what was going on in the museums and galleries?
That's a good question, and I don't know how to answer that. I never thought about how that came about. I know that when we were courting, I would go with Betty near the Navy, when I came in, my ship came into Flushing, Long Island, and I would go with her to places that had etchings in art, and I would jokingly buy a piece and say this is a genuine Stegen. I made up a name, and we made jokes about that. And then when we first were married, first had our first house, we couldn't even think of affording art, but we were somehow involved and interested, and so we got very good reproductions of Picasso, Renoir, Matisse, Klee, and I don't know how we managed it. And that was a period where we were really looking at these different periods of art and so on, and then buying stuff that we put on the wall. I still have a couple of Picasso's blue period left. And then also we were friendly with Edward G. Robinson, and they were friends with us before we were married. And he had a gallery, and we would go to there before we got married. And he had a gallery by his house, and he had the blue period Picasso's.
he supposed he had a great collection.
Yeah, he had a lot of good stuff. And his wife was a painter of sorts. And so we that helped us, I think, and we looked at it together. Betty is more of a scholar than I am. She, I mean, a lot, she reads more, did read more. Although I read a lot, but she read more.
I know that Jim Burns told me he spent many an afternoon at Edward G. Robinson's or evening
Oh, he
and
did?
trying to get him to convince him to give him the works to LACMA, but it didn't work out.
Oh, Eddie was the last one. What about Annenberg? He didn't get the Duchamp, who went to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
That's
that was
one of the great tragedies of our art period.
that's probably the biggest tragedy. The story, I'm not sure it's true, but the story that Jim tells about that is that Arensberg was collecting the Native American, the Chumash, what they called Chumash.
Oh yeah, Chumash, yeah, I know what that is.
And, you know, that was really early for collecting Native American, and people didn't know a lot about it. But they had a guy at LACMA who was an obsessive collector, and he wasn't like a PhD, but he knew, and he went and looked at Arensberg's collection, and he said to him, "It's all fake. Every piece you bought is not a real Native American." And Arensberg supposedly banned LACMA from coming to the house from then on.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's, wow. You know, we went, when we lived in Mexico, right after we were married, we became friendly with a primitive art person down there. His name was I had his name. It slipped me for the moment. It's a very unusual Mexican name. He owned the first printing press brought into America among all these pre-Columbian pieces, and he was the preeminent pre-Columbian dealer in Mexico. And we traded him clothes for art.
Mm.
We got, you know, the artists like from Europe would come there, like, what's his name, German, the guys that kind of tissue paper inside. Please, these were etched in drawings. Copy it and send it back to me so I'll know what you got. Kind of a weird sensibility. But China's sold major museums in America, apparently large collections of pre-Columbian. And he would tell me, see that over there? All fake. He sold them as many fakes as he sold them regular goods.
Wow.
You know, just, I guess out of perversity or some snappy curator giving him a hard time or whatever. So, it's possible, is it possible that the guy who told Annenberg that those were fakes, it was wrong?
It is possible, even though someone was telling me, I don't know about these things very well, but someone was telling me about 80% of the Chumash stuff is fake.
Well, that's probably, yeah. So here we are with thinking about all these old guys. They were young guys when we knew them, kids. Jimmy Burns included, pretty young. And he led us into the next iteration. Then Jim Elliott became a friend when he lived over the merry-go-round. We had some meetings at his house.
Do you remember the merry-go-round show that Walter did? The show in '55 where they hung the paintings around the merry-go-round in Santa Monica?
I mean, I remember having talked about it, and I can't honestly recall, actually. We had to see it, but it must have left a nothing impression on me because I can't really remember it. And I don't remember that one. I remember we went there every week. I mean, we had lectures and meetings there. And we had this little group we got together with Gibbon and Joanne, the Blankfords, the guy that later became board director of the block, I've forgotten, he and his wife,
Richard Sherwood,
Dick Sherwood.
Dick and D. Sherwood.
Dick and D. Sherwood, yeah.
Mhm.
And I remember we were involved in trying to get pieces bought for the museum. We were central in getting the David Smith up there.
That was major, yeah.
That was good. He was always a big favorite of ours.
No, at that time, Lockwood was down at Exposition Park, right? This is pre-1965.
When Dr. Valentina was there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was later that they came to the place here, yeah, it was. Then Tuckman came, Tuckman became very friendly with us, Walter. I mean,
Maurice.
Maurice.
Maurice, right.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds to me like you were much closer to Walter and to Ed than you were to Irving Blum when he took over Ferris.
Oh, yes. Yes. But Irving was, at that time, Irving was beginning to deal in art that was starting to be out of our reach financially. And Irving was very kind. I remember that with Walter, I got a letter when he was in New York, and he said that he saw a young artist he thinks that I should take a look at and get a piece. It was going to be about, he didn't have a dealer, it would be about $250 for a good sized painting, and he liked the painting. And the guy's name was Lichtenstein.
Roy Lichtenstein, yeah.
Lichtenstein. So it was Betty's birthday coming up in February, so I wanted to get something, and so I could afford $250. And he told me about the painting. He showed me the painting, a picture of the painting, and I said no. I said, well, no. I said, first of all, I said I didn't really like it too well, but I said, if you're recommending it and all that, I'll, And then I said, okay, and then I called him back. He said, well, now he's got a dealer, and it's going to be $350. And so I said, I'm not going to buy a blind painting for $350 when it didn't look like anything. Lichtenstein didn't look like anything I had been really interested in anyway. So I turned it down, and then of course Lichtenstein went on to get more money and so on. And Irving was here one time. He had the painting, and he said that it's going to be a valuable painting, and if you want it, I'm not going to put it on. You can have it for $6,000. And I said, well, let's look at it. And we looked at it, and I said, sorry. I mean, it was almost repellent. I didn't like it. I saw it since then. I still don't like it. But so Irving was thoughtful and kind to be able to do that, because the painting he knew was going to be very valuable, and we weren't into buying paintings to resell them. Although if I'd have known I could have made big money, I would have not turned it down.
What did it look like?
It was called Rotobroil. Terrible painting. It's nothing like anything he's done since, I don't think. Truly done, didn't have any real, and it was the only thing I thought that was valuable was that it was an icon of a mundane thing, but it didn't have any quality. I mean, for me, Lichtenstein, when he went on, began to be really good in what he was portraying. Really were wonderful.
Yeah.
In the craftsmanship and in the exposition. But this was like it was like trying to do a Lichtenstein with a real touch, inauthentically, of Heverton.
It was and that's just one of those black and white ones, right? There was no color.
It was color.
It was color?
It was color, but it wasn't anything like what I thought of the color that you see now, or the objects you see, or the stuff you see now. And the truth was that I really never did ever engender a great feeling for Lichtenstein. I could admire it, I think it was really, you know, really good piece of work, but it wouldn't be something I'd want to be living around here with, you know. Betty Asher felt totally different. She not only got him, she got cups and saucers and everything else that he did. And it was, and you know, looked wonderful in her context where she, in her house.
Were you close to the Ashers also?
Very close, yeah. The two Bettys were very inseparable. And then Leonard, you know, we liked Leonard, and we liked Michael, and we didn't have too much contact with the daughter. And they would visit us in Idaho, how Michael would. And so we had a good, and the two Bettys were very close.
Michael just gave us Betty's papers, which are wonderful, because lots of wonderful letters back and forth to different artists. And
Oh, that's, I'm sure. When we first knew Betty, she was obsessed with owls.
owls.
She had ceramic owls and painted owls and brass owls. That was her collecting. You know, she was just totally wrapped up in that.
What kind of doctor was Leonard? Is he a dentist?
He was a genital urinary, or GI.
GI.
He was a good doctor. And he used to make, he was also spent almost as much time making art as he did doing, he made what he called Asher Holses. He made Asher's version of Keen Holses. Pretty funny.
You know, it's about 4:15.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have-
again, you're too late, I'm sorry.
No, it's
not
okay.
at all.
This has been a real pleasure.
Well, I don't know that I've been able to, what my purpose was in trying to give the artists that I remember, that aren't remembered so well now, some kind of recognition.
Well, I hope you let us come by
Yeah.
another time.
Anytime. I'm finding my memory is somewhat tricky. I can sometimes recall the names and addresses and exact experiences of 60, 70 years ago. And then at other times, ones that are a little bit closer are a little more elusive. Generally speaking, I feel I don't have any problems with memory.
No.
Except these names that I, you know, like Guillermo Chavez. It's kind of a hard one to remember.
Yeah, that is.
That's from 65 years ago.
Well, I tell you, I'm so bad with names that every time I'm out with my wife, she just immediately says I'm Allison to whoever because she knows that I'm forgotten it.
Right. Well, that's me. And one of the things that I'm rather noted for, we have 5 grandchildren. And, let's see, yeah, 5. And I can call each one of them by the other's name repeatedly. The young one's name is Luke, and I call Luke Roof here for the dog half the time.
How old is he now?
He's 16.
Oh, so he's still quite young. Yeah.
And I have our oldest, Rose, is 20, and she's at the Green Mountain College in Vermont, and she's interested in art. She got her first indoctrination working for my grandma.
But you guys never, you know, they used to call the Green Mountain Boys, were the
I
color
never
field.
heard of Green Mountain before she went there. Her father founded it. I mean, I didn't know it existed before.
That was, the Green Mountain Boys were Kenneth Noland and Jules Zalitsky.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah. Because they didn't teach Green Mountain College actually, but they taught at Bennington and some of the other places that are up in the Green Mountains.
I see. Ken Nolan, he's dead, of course, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
As I remember him as the flash paintings. You went and took a real quick hit and then they were gone. Stripes.
Yep.
Well, they'll come back again and catch up with more
Yeah.
things. I think we've got to head on over to Venice now.
Yeah, you guys go ahead.
We're going to Larry Bell's right now.
But I'm having dinner with him tonight.
You are?
Yeah.
We'll try to keep him sober till then.
Oh, that's not, don't even try.
Where are we meeting?
At his studio.
Okay, because I only got about an hour.
Okay, well then we better go.
Yeah,
You were supposed to be there an hour ago?
No, we're supposed to be there in 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll make it in
Studio's
time.
great. You've been there before.
Ah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, thanks so much.
Really?
Thank you guys
Bobby.
for coming, I appreciate that, and I think that's important that these people from that generation get some attention that you're giving them.
See, this is a perfect segue. This book is signed for Monte Factor with Peace and Love, Larry Bell.
Oh,
All right.
That'll send us off.
Yeah.